Another fluency rubric from Assessment for Reading Instruction is called the Multidimensional Fluency Rubric, and it's posted to the slide. It's also on page 158 of the text. This rubric is more specific. It's a summative rubric, so you would look at a student's expression and volume, phrasing, smoothness, and pace, and you would score each of those categories using a 1 to 4 point rubric. Then you would add up that score, and if the student score is under an 8, it suggests that that student needs additional intervention with their fluency or additional practice with their fluency. So you can use any of the strategies mentioned in the text or the FORI. And what you would do is record that student's progress. So you would continue to use the same rubric throughout the school year and hopefully show growth in the student's fluency. If the student scores above an 8, that means that they're making good progress with their fluency. So if we're looking at each of the categories, you might be between categories, and it mentions in the text that you really want to have some inter-rater reliability. So maybe you score a student and then your co-teacher scores a student and you see what you come up with. So on this slide I have posted a 10th grader reading a passage on his level. It's a fiction passage. I'd like for you to pause this video, listen to him read, and then think about how you would score him, and then you can come back to the video. Okay, welcome back. Thinking about how the student read the passage and looking at the multidimensional fluency scale, I gave him a 16. I gave him the highest score, and maybe you did too. So going through each of the categories, his expression and volume, he read with a really good expression. He wasn't enthusiastic, which is mentioned in the rubric, but the text didn't really call for that type of reading. It was a passage about seeing the Statue of Liberty for the first time, coming into the country. It was a little bit more of a dramatic moment and less of an exciting moment for the two characters, and I think he captured that really well with his expression. His volume was great. His language sounded very natural, and I think he was able to really interpret the passage well because it was clear that he was understanding the story. So a 4 in that category. For phrasing, also a 4, generally well phrased, mostly in clause and sentence units with adequate attention to expression. So his phrasing, I felt like, was really pretty perfect. He was pausing in the right spots. He was grouping words together to impact meaning and impact the tone. Smoothness, he really didn't have any difficulties while he was reading, so he didn't even really need to self-correct. And lastly, pace, conversational. He wasn't reading really fast, which even teachers sometimes tend to do. He also wasn't reading too slow. He had that perfect pace where sometimes he sped up a little bit and then slowed it down again to communicate that his comprehension of the text. So you can also give your older readers this rubric, and then they can score each other. They can even use it to record themselves and score themselves and monitor their own progress throughout the school year.